one of my colleagues here and fellow Georgetown University alum from the coaching program in the person of Nancy Belmont. Let me introduce you to this awesome, phenomenal woman who's going to be sharing with us this afternoon. Nancy Belmont is the creator of the Courage Wall, a community project that catapulted in the national and international stage just a week after the project's launch. The Courage Wall has been covered by the Today Show, Al Jazeera, ABC, Forbes, and the Washington Post, sparking the conversation on courage and fear in millions around the globe. A 8 by 12 chalkboard that reads, "I wish I had the courage to ... You fill in the blank," invites passersby to confront the fears that hold them back from living big, authentic lives. For the past 15 years, Nancy has run Belmont Incorporated, a brand and culture building agency. As a leadership coach and organizational community builder, Nancy works with leaders to define who they are, what they stand for, and how they want to show up in the world. Nancy facilitates groups and leads workshops on branding, culture building, courage, values, and joy. I love that. She also recently launched a product line on Etsy featuring inspirational tools to help people live big. Nancy works with Fortune 500 executives, senior executive service leaders in the federal government, senior level officers in the U.S. military, and executive directors of nonprofits as a coach, creative consultant, and team facilitator. She is a graduate of Georgetown University's leadership coaching program and holds an ACC certification from the renowned International Coach Federation. Woohoo! Welcome, Nancy Belmont. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, Nicole.
Move over a little bit closer.
Okay.
So listen, I'm so super excited about having you today on the show to talk about this awesome movement that you have sparked. I mean, it has taken off in less than 2 weeks' time. And so I'm excited to be one of the first people to interview you, along with some of these big name people, and I'm a big name too. Some of these big name people, and so Matt Lara, Al Jazeera, I mean Fortune, Forbes, and ABC, all of these great people. So we have to start with we have a picture of the Courage Wall. So let's start with that so that people can see what we're talking about. And so that's just one of the statements that somebody wrote. One of the kids wrote, "I wish I had the courage not to be a bully." Wow. So let's talk about how this whole thing got started.
Yeah, so I have been working on my own courage for a long time. And I think for over a year, I've had a sign that I made in my office that said, "What will you do today that takes courage?" Mm-hmm. And, you know, after a while when you have something in your office, it blends into the background. And I didn't even notice it until after the wall went up. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I recently took this leadership assessment, and I came up lacking in my courageous authenticity. Mm. And, you know, I work with leaders all the time, and I encourage them to live big lives. Mm-hmm. I encourage them to face their fears and confront their fears and have courage. And I found that my own was lacking, and I felt like a fraud.
Wow. Well, I think that takes a tremendous amount of honesty and transparency to even, put that out there. And I think that's why it's been such a huge movement in such a short period of time, because if people see you, the coach, saying, "Hey, okay, well, I'm lacking in this, so I need to work on this to live bigger in this area," then that certainly sparks in others the courage to do something about their fear. So talk about that process and what you went through as the coach to get to this wall, because I love this. I mean, I think it's just phenomenal. And when you see all those people writing and you don't even have enough room left on the board because people are wanting to be a part of this.
Yeah, the wall fills up every day, which is great. So, you know, and it's hard when you start erasing people's dreams. But that's part of the beauty of it. You know, people can come up and they can jot something down. Some people really want to be anonymous about it, and they kind of sneak up, write something, and then scoot off. And other people want to share it with everyone, and they're so excited about taking the next step. But you asked what started and what got the idea to come together. So I had watched a TED Talk a long time ago. I think in 2012, Candy Chang did a big chalkboard that said, "Before I die, ... And that had kind of stuck with me for a long time. And I don't know, it was just one of those moments, you know, where you're calm enough to listen.
I like that. Yeah.
To what you need to do. And it just all came together, and I started to send a few emails out and say, hey, can we make this happen? But then I talked myself out of it.
Wow.
I came up with all these good reasons why we shouldn't do the wall, why the timing wasn't right.